Hello pretty people, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. I'm Tori. Thank you so much for being here today. If you hear any congestion in my voice, it's because I've become a victim of allergy season. I have truly never had hay fever as badly as I've had it this year, so we're on the track to recovery right now. Today's video is inspired by Alexa Sunshine 83. Recently, she posted a video talking about all of her fashion red flags. These are essentially characteristics that when she sees it on an article of clothing at the thrift store or when she's shopping, she does not purchase them. And so I thought that was really fun because I kind of love being a hater. I truly believe that hating things helps you understand your taste just as much as figuring out what you like. So I thought this could be really fun. Speaking of, this is all in good fun. So if you like anything that I'm talking about, more power to you. I honestly respect you more for sticking to what you like. But yeah, without further ado, let's hop into the video. Starting off, my first fashion red flag is a bomber jacket. This piece of clothing is a red flag for me because it reminds me of a very specific time in my life, but also in pop culture. I wore bomber jackets throughout college. I had this black boohoo one. I also had this silk look one from Forever 21. I wore both of these all of the time. They were essentially my cartoon character outfit. Because this clothing item was like my most worn item in college, I really just associate it with who I was in college, the kind of phase I was in, and so I don't really plan on going back to who I was back in 2016. So that's one reason why it's a red flag. Another reason why it's a red flag is because of the pop culture associations I make with the bomber jacket. During this time in college, bomber jackets were really popular. I think it's because of Alpha Industries and the popularity of Yeezy, and also the popularity of Suicide Squad, and more specifically Margot Robbie's Harley Quinn and the silk bomber jacket she wore in the first movie. I feel like these pop culture references have kind of aged like milk. And then on top of that, the downfall of Kanye West. I mean, if you know, you know. Don't really want to touch anything with his legacy at this point in time. So that's another reason as to why bomber jackets are a red flag for me. My second fashion red flag are bags that are too structured or bags that have really sharp edges. I will throw some examples on the screen. Something that I've learned about myself and my personal style over the course of many years is that I'm really drawn to organic shapes. I'm really drawn to shapes that feel like something you could find in nature. To me, not only do they not age well, I feel like they also just look very preppy, and preppy is not a word that I would use to describe my personal style at all. I know that I borrow some elements from prep, but I wouldn't call myself preppy. And then I also think that a lot of these bags are very clunky and they feel very uptight and stuffy. Even when I see like really fun clutches, but they're like they're like a hard rectangle, I'm like, that feels unnatural to me. That is not something that I would feel confident carrying in my hand or, you know, smushing under my armpit. I really just love a bag where wear and tear kind of adds more character or adds something extra to the bag rather than just making it look old and like decrepit. My third fashion red flag are tortoise look buttons, but specifically on pieces that are not beige. The funny thing about this red flag is that this was really solidified for me when I purchased a jacket that is green but has these tortoise look shells. I realized, I was like, why am I not picking up this jacket? And it's like, oh, because I hate the buttons. I just find that these tortoise look buttons are very distracting on non-beige pieces. I really like when they match like a white fabric to like a white or pearlescent button, when you match a black fabric to a black button. I'm sure the reason why these brands use these tortoise look buttons is because it's cheaper, and I'm sure that like even color matching buttons to fabric costs more money, but at the same time it's like, I want brands to put in more effort. So that's another red flag. The next fashion red flag I have is the 3/4 crop, and that's for sleeves, for blouses, for tops, for jackets, and for pant length. The truth is, I can really appreciate a crop from afar. The capri has been coming up, especially for spring and summer style, over the past couple of years now, but I remove myself from that. I feel like the reason why I don't really like a 3/4 crop on myself is because I'm large both ways. I'm tall, I'm 5'9". I'm a larger girl, I'm a US 14, and I think anytime I wear anything cropped, especially 3/4 length cropped, it looks like it doesn't fit me properly. Like it looks like my clothing shrunk in the wash, or that, you know, I randomly had a growth spurt overnight. I've realized that a lot of the celebrity style that I love, or style that I try to emulate, when I say that they look effortless, what I mean is that their clothing fits them so well. It is tailored to their body so well. And I think for myself, the 3/4 crop has the opposite effect. It doesn't look tailored to my body. It makes me look more out of place, or those pieces look a little bit more out of place on my body. The next fashion red flag I have is a very specific one, and that is 2 pockets on the breast on a blouse. And I'm being very specific with blouses because I feel like with jackets, depending on the fit, whether that's like oversized or a little bit more boxy, or if the fabric is a little bit more heavy duty, those pockets are less offensive to me, and I feel like sometimes they work. But on blouses specifically, I'm like, no, why are we doing this? Pockets on the chest of women's shirts truly make no sense to me, because most of these blouses are like made to contour the body, be a little more closer to the body, and then you just paste, like you're pasting pockets here. It's so distracting. I'm like, those pockets clearly have no actual use, because what are they? Red flag, hate them, always skip past them in the thrift store. My last red flag is a bit of an overarching idea, and that is high maintenance clothing. For clothing, it means clothing pieces that have fringe or fret or feathers or undetachable fur. Or when it comes to accessories, it's accessories in delicate fabrics such as silk shoes, shoes with fur, things like that. This is a red flag that I think kind of develops over time, you know, as you become a more independent adult and you make your own money, you are the one in charge of cleaning all of your clothing. This is something that you kind of like have to deal with. What's so funny is I'll never forget, my mom once told me that she thinks that my closet is more high maintenance than hers, because I have quite a few pieces that you need to steam before you wear, and she has a lot of them that you can just like shake it out on the hanger and go. But for me, like, steaming is not a high maintenance activity. For me, something high maintenance would be like taking something to the dry cleaners all of the time, or having to be very precious about the events that I would wear certain shoes or certain accessories. So for me, that's high maintenance. I know that if I bought something that had a lot of beautiful feathers on it, they would probably just get matted, because I would probably be either too lazy or could not afford to get it dry cleaned as often as it should be. I also feel like so many of these fabrics are like just not in my tax bracket. Like, when would you catch me rocking a silk and feather like gown? You know what I mean? Like, I feel like a lot of these high maintenance pieces, like, I don't own them yet because I can't afford them yet. I can't afford to upkeep them. I don't have any appropriate occasion to wear them to. And that is it for all of my red flags. Thank you for sticking around if you made it this far. If you have made it this far, I would love to know if any of these are your fashion red flags, or if you have any to contribute down below. I know a lot of you are watching on your TV, so you're not commenting and liking, but I would love to get a conversation started in the comments below. If you want to see more from me, I will link all of my socials as well, and I will see you very soon for the next one. Bye.